there, my name is Duduzile Tibane. I'm a talent officer at a software development company called Psybergate. With me is Chris Naidoo, our technical director. Chris, would you mind introducing yourself and telling us more about your role at Psybergate?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot, Dudu. So yeah, in simple terms, I'm the technical director at Psybergate. Our company has been going now for 23 years or so. So we started in '99. And a big part of what I do today, I mean, there's many things. I've got, I guess, a fair amount of responsibility, but the big part is related to growing people and mentoring, specifically with regards to developers. So we put a lot of effort into just how we approach the growth of young developers in particular. And when I say young, I mean typically guys under 10 years of experience.
So, I mean, we were going to get to that with regards to your mentoring, but then I just want to get a bit of background on Psybergate and how it actually came about. Because I know when you told me the story, it was quite interesting. And I think some people might just find it interesting as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, there wasn't anything amazing originally. A few of us decided, let's start a business. We had passion for software. We wanted to do something different as opposed to just the normal careers and working for mainly larger IT companies. So we got together and four of us originally started the business very much as young, naive software professionals and businessmen. And I guess the journey has been fruitful. We've learned a lot. Our passion hasn't waned. 23 years later, we're still, hopefully making a difference.
And speaking of that, what would you say is currently affecting young people who are looking to build a career in software development? So what would you say is affecting them currently?
Okay, so I guess there's a lot of things, but maybe I'll just pinpoint two or three. The first one would be the situation in the country economically is difficult, so it's hard for people to find jobs. So coming out of university with a degree is almost a minimum requirement these days. And finding jobs for young people, I mean, as you all know, there's a job shortage. I don't know offhand the stats, but I think there's roughly a 30% unemployment rate, and of people under 25, we're looking at around 60%. So that's a high amount. I think amongst graduates, the percentages are also fairly high. I just don't know them offhand. So certainly unemployment is a big factor. And then the second part is possibly maybe, I'd like to think graduates know this. The industry is looking for more skills, and many young people come out with degrees thinking that their degree is going to create an opportunity for them. And of course, in many cases it does, but in many cases it doesn't. So also, I don't think we are necessarily coming out as graduates with the skills that the industry is lapping up. So that's another big problem. Okay. I also think maybe just to add a third point, it would help if young people, came out of university taking their work seriously, knowing that they have to work hard. The industry is demanding. The industry is looking for commitment. I guess some companies are looking for loyalty. So when companies invest, they're hoping to show returns on that investment. And so many companies do struggle to make all those factors work for them, and so we end up with a situation where not everyone is being employed, I guess, and those are some of the challenges.
So I mean, there are all these issues, and what would you say that Psybergate is doing differently to actually mitigate the issues that we are facing as young people in this industry?
I guess as much as we're only one company, I think we have a lot to contribute. So we've certainly grown as a company in the last, 10, 15 years in particular. We've certainly grown as a company. We started actively analyzing how we grow people since as far back as, I think, about 2008 now. And then I have to cut this short, I guess, but in 2013, we hired our first bunch of graduates. All right. So we felt that we wanted to make a difference by hiring graduates. And as much as that was tough for a business our size originally, we have slowly grown. And in the last 4 or 5 years, we have typically hired every year over 15 graduates into our graduate program. So, we're very proud of the fact that we put a lot of effort into what we do in our graduate program. We honestly feel it's one of the best programs in the country. We genuinely feel that. And as such, we're making a huge difference then to the unemployment or at least the employment of graduates at that level.
So yes, Chris, and I know that you've also started with another program called the Young Developers Program, which is short for YDP, and that is for you to actually employ more young people, because like you said, unemployment is one of the major issues that we are facing as a country. And please tell me more about the YDP. Please tell me more about the program, the graduate program itself, and what it entails, and also the YDP.
Okay, so in simple terms, the graduate program, we run once a year, typically starting late January, February, for about a full 6 months. The goal of that program is to take on a number of graduates, and the ultimate goal is for those graduates to be hired by Psybergate, okay, as permanent employees. We are consulting companies servicing mostly larger companies in the industry with Java as our core technology. Okay, so just to give you some success on the grad program, we have literally wanted to take every single person that we've taken on in our grad program. It is we have never not once wanted to make them perm. So almost every graduate ends up being a perm employee of Psybergate. So that tells you the success ratio is almost 100% in that regard. A number of players in the industry have asked us to consider an alternative to what we do in the graduate program, because the ultimate hire in the graduate program is Psybergate. We're the ultimate employer. However, some of our clients have asked us to consider an alternative model where they could potentially also hire people that we grow and develop. So we started the Young Developers Program. And so this is targeting youngsters who will also actively mentor for a number of months, probably a minimum of 4 to 6 months as well, and then provide some way of them to enter the industry through employment with other companies. So that's a very exciting initiative and has the potential to create employment for even more graduates over the coming years.
Okay, so for both programs, the graduate program, because it's a 6-month program, that's full-time mentorship and training. As same with the YDP, since it's a 4 to 6 months program, it's still mentorship and training in that 6 months.
Yes, it's both of them are full-time mentorship and training, full-time in both cases, yeah. And we typically targeting graduates, but with the YDP, I mean, we might look at other potential candidates as well, just given their passion and interest in software. But both of these programs are primarily targeting software-related graduates of any form, whether it be from a technical diploma to a university degree.
Okay, Chris. Before I let you go, I just want to, I know that you're big on advices, on giving advices. So I would like for you to just tell me, what advice would you give young people who are actually interested in software development?
I guess that's maybe a little harder of a question, because there's supposed lots of things you could tell a young person. I think the first thing is to establish whether you're truly passionate. I think passion is a huge part of software, and to some degree, people tend to be more passionate at university. The industry tends to be tougher. The work in the industry is not necessarily, unbelievably exciting. Clearly, there's a lot of exciting work, but there's also a lot of work that is different, requires a lot of maintenance of current systems, and many young people start off not understanding always what's happening in the industry. So certainly passion. You have to assess, do I love programming? Am I programming beyond what my curriculum demands? Do I just have a natural passion for that? So that's certainly a big step. And then to recognize that you have a lot to learn, because I sense we've dealt with literally hundreds, if not thousands, of graduates. And I just sense graduates come out of university thinking they know more than what the industry feels they know. So then they perhaps don't work as hard in establishing an entry point and baseline skills. So I think maybe it's important for young graduates not to fool themselves as to what they know and to put in a lot of effort. So I think some of the institutions can help in terms of their graduates understanding the demands that is required. So, getting more industry speakers speaking to their graduates and giving them some insight into what's happening in the industry and the kinds of things they need to develop coming out of university to improve their chances of getting a good job.
Okay, thank you, Chris. I know we can talk for the whole day, and you would be more than willing to actually answer more and more of my questions. But then, thank you for joining me, and thank you for taking the time. And I really appreciate this.
Thank you, Judy. If I can say one more thing in closing to all the young graduates out there, I strongly suggest you look at what we're doing and apply to our programs, especially while both of our programs are really strong. So we feel we're doing something very different. We're giving people a lot of detail, a lot of insight into programming. So if I can just encourage our, anyone who's passionate about software to make an effort and apply to either program or both programs as well. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Bye.